Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, 1 year since I've owned this beauty.
Dirty Hold on. Not Dirty
I know it's been a long time since I've had this bike in the stand on this channel. But it's literally 1 year to the date that this bike has been in my possession. So I figured that it would be great to do a 1 year full rider's review on the Trek Roscoe 6 2022 model. So first of all, let me say the color has really grown on me. I remember when I first saw it in the shop, I fell in love with it. Before I saw it, and I only saw pictures online and videos online, I didn't know if I wanted to own a purple bike. But yeah, it's a beautiful color and I really like it. It's called Purple Flip. So let me just go over some of the upgrades that I've done so far. So I've put front suspension on. I have a RockShox Judy front suspension fork with 110 by 15 millimeter boost hub spacing. 15 millimeters is the through axle. And just a quick note on that: if you're going to change the fork, if you're going to change the stock fork on the Trek Roscoe 6 2022, and probably earlier than that too, it does have a straight steer tube, which was kind of a pain in the butt to find that out, but I did find a compatible headset to press in there, and everything works like a charm. I couldn't be happier. The bars are race face Chester bars, 760 width. I believe what came on the Roscoe stock was a 780 width. I do have brand new, as of last week, race face grips on there. They're called Geta grips by Race Face. They are the 30 millimeter grip diameter, and I absolutely love those grips. I probably should have went with the 33, but because I have long fingers and big hands, but the 30 millimeter grip, Race Face, they make good products. It's spot on. The other thing I have on here is the Fun Enduro stem. It's 40 millimeters long, and it's zero rise. So I love that stem. I had those bars and that stem on my giant bike when I did all the upgrades to that bike, and I just took them off there and threw them on here. Fantastic. I just upgraded the pedals last week as well to E13 22 pin, 8 millimeter pin length. Fantastic pedals. Can't say enough good things about them. I've had quite a few rides on them already. So yeah, foot just stays planted. I also have an actual proper pair of riding flats now for shoes, so that makes a huge difference. No more running shoes on the mountain bike for me. Don't judge me. So dropper post is still the stock Trans-X 125 millimeter travel dropper post. Can't say enough good things about this post. It's never failed me yet. It does exactly what it's designed and built to do: go down, go up when I want it to or when I need it to, and that's exactly what it does. I've only rebuilt it once in the whole year. Just a little tip that I do after every ride: if I'm not gonna wash the bike, I do wipe down the stanchion here and the stanchions on the fork. Your fork and basically your stanchion tube's gonna last a lot longer if you do that. The cranks are still stock. They're the FSA Alpha Drive cranks. They're still stock. The bottom bracket cartridge is a square taper, and I will say that I'm pretty sure this is gonna blow up soon. It does have a little bit of play in it, and it cracks, creaks, and pops when I ride it. So it is on the way out. I do have another brand new Shimano, I think UN55 bottom bracket square taper cartridge that I will replace this with when this one blows up. But I think that's going to happen soon. And then when the Shimano, so the Shimano is a better quality cartridge than what's in here. It's just an off-brand. So that will probably last longer, be stronger. But I will do the swap with the Shimano, and then when that one blows up, I'll probably go to Holotech, which means new cranks. So let's go back to the drivetrain. I've done nothing to the drivetrain. It's still a 10-speed Dior cassette with a 10-speed Dior with clutch derailleur. And like I say, the cranks are the same, and the single 28-tooth chain ring up front is still the same. It's 10-speed chain, KMC, all still the same. Tires are stock, same. Schwalbe, the Schwalbe Rocket Ronnies are still the same. They're still rocking it out. The only thing I don't like about these tires is they're terrible in wet weather. They're terrible in the damp, on damp roots, rocks, anything that gets slightly damp, or like the dew in the early mornings. They just slide everywhere, and they hold mud big time. You have to get the speed up quite a bit to spin off the mud, or you ride through some long grass that's wet. But when I ride off camber routes and rocky sections, or off camber trail flow sections, I do take my life in my hands with these tires. But sticky tack, loam, dry, all really good tire for that kind of stuff. So in saying that, where I ride, I probably could do better with a more grippy tire that's more wet weather friendly. Now the wheel set, what came stock is the Alex MD35 in a diameter, and I still have that stock rim in the front with the stock hub, which is Formula hubs. I did upgrade just recently the rear wheel to a Bontrager Line Comp 40, so it's a 40 inner diameter, and the hub on that wheel is a 108 tooth engagement rapid drive Bontrager hub, which is by far one of the best upgrades aside from the suspension you could probably do on this bike, in my opinion. Absolutely unbelievable wheel. The engagement, the fact that the bearings are sealed cartridge bearings, press fit in the internals, you get a really super high engagement, and the sound, I can't get enough of it. The sound makes me want to ride faster. It feels like there's a ton of compliance in the wheel. It soaks up the small bumps and way better than the stock wheel does. So one of probably the best upgrades I've done on this bike aside from suspension. And like I say, the tires are still 2.8 width. Maybe next season when I do the tire swap, I might do a 2.6 with tubeless setup, but I haven't decided yet. So future upgrades, brakes for sure. But in saying that, the MT200s, even though they're very budget brakes, they're still Shimano, and they really work well. As long as you bed them in properly. They're resin pads with resin-only rotors. In saying that, I put a 180 rotor on the back that can accept resin or sintered, but I still have resin pads front and rear. Aside from all those upgrades and whatnot, this bike is phenomenal. It's taken everything I've given it. It's helping me progress 100% without a doubt. This bike is not holding me back. I can highly recommend it after a year. I love this bike. Basically riding it 11 months with all the stock parts on it except for the bars, the stem, and the fork. Phenomenal bike. Can't go wrong as a beginner or even intermediate. You can't go wrong. It's fun to ride with the big tires on it. You can pretty much tank through anything. So yeah, if you're thinking of the Roscoe 6, don't hesitate. Really good bike for the money. Good componentry, you know, starter componentry and stuff that's not really gonna break too quickly. So yeah, that's my take. That's my 2 cents on the Roscoe 6. Yeah, happy Roscoe owner. If you have one of these bikes, let me know in the comments what you think of it. I'm always interested to know what you think of your Roscoe 6. And any upgrades you've done. I do have a subscriber that has a real, like, tricked out Roscoe 6. He wanted a Roscoe 8, but there was none available, so he bought a 6 and just like full on upgraded it. It's probably the most well-spec'd Roscoe 6 on the planet, I would say. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Take care. See you on the next one.